All right, are we ready to go? Are we going? Yeah, okay, we're live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Friday as I'm recording this. Hope you guys are having, oh Lord, it's Friday the 13th. I didn't even realize it. Oh boy. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. Hope everyone's having a good one. I am going to keep this training quick today, but I know a lot of you guys in the community had mentioned that your primary focus for December is planning and really focusing on setting yourself up for success for 2025. So I wanted to do a training that piggybacked off of that and talked about some of the key and core things that you can do in December to make the most out of and to make the most out of next year. Just set yourself up for success for next year. Okay. Before we dive in, I did put together a make 2025 your best year planning checklist. It's got 20 points on here of really good things that you can do this month to really reflect, to review, and we're going to cover some of these in this training as well. But if you want the checklist and the training that comes along with it, drop a hashtag checklist in the chat, and I will get that over to you and get that your way. Okay. Let me mute this. So, Brad, I see you in here. Hey, Brad, hope you're doing incredible. If you guys are in here, drop a hashtag live or a hashtag replay so I can so that we can get this out to as many people as possible. And also, let me know where you're watching this from. Okay. Okay, so let's start off with Diane. I see you in here too. Hey, Diane. Let's start off with the first thing. So, December is a great time of year to look back, to do a look back from January, just 2024 as a whole. Take a look back and see, do some reflection. So, when I reflect, I love to get away from my desk and go somewhere where I can, I think more creatively. So I'll either go outside or I'll go to a coffee shop or even just go to the couch or just something just a little different when I'm doing things like this. Same thing with things like content. But reflect on, hey, what went great for 2024? Bullet point that out. Bullet point the things out that went really great for you and your team this year. Okay. Maybe you won some big accounts. Maybe you were able to add a new service line that's rocking and rolling, or you were able to streamline some of your operations or some of your services that were chaotic maybe a year or two ago, right? So make sure you reflect on those things that went great, right? Maybe the client satisfaction level you've noticed is improving. So then, hey Danielle, hey. Then also we want to look at maybe some areas of improvement or opportunity areas, and even looking at you as the CEO, like what things this year drained you, or what things were the most time consuming. As things, those are really good things to look at as uh, what can we maybe look to get off our plate and prioritize towards adjusting or fixing or optimizing for next year, right? So I think that point is a really, really good one. Okay, so set that time to reflect on what went well and what didn't go so well. And we don't do this enough, right? We're moving so fast and things are coming at us so quickly. I think it's common as I know that I'm guilty of this, and I think when you have a lot of work on your plate and things are constantly coming at you, whether it's team or clients, work, whatever it is, life, uh, it can be hard to make that space to actually assess what's going right and what could be better. And when you do that, and especially when you can do it with data, you can make better decisions for the year ahead, right? Just like hopefully a lot of you guys are helping your clients with if you're getting more into advisory and the awesome stuff that we talk about in here. Another great point, look at your service lines. Look at the service lines that you're offering currently, and audit a few things, right? Audit, a big thing is profitability. So hopefully you have a way that you can at least roughly estimate, how profitable you are on your service lines. So if you are running business tax and individual tax and bookkeeping, payroll, just whatever service lines that you're offering, this is a good chance for you to take a look and actually get it on assess like where the profitability level is on these things, so and sometimes if you don't do this and then you go and look at it, you can be pretty shocked at like, wow, maybe this service line is not as fruitful as I thought, or the pricing that I'm doing isn't where I need it to be, for us to be as profitable as we want, right? And that's a common and just fair, just from speaking to so many of you, pricing is a big thing that we see a lot. That when we look at the profitability is not where we want it to be. So now is a really good time to take a look at your service lines and the profitability there. Also look at what you're doing in your day to day and what service lines you're active in and what service lines your team in, and look at your overall fulfillment from your fulfillment and your enjoyment in those service lines, as well as how much your clients are appreciative, and how do you like the clients that are in those service buckets. We also, from a service line perspective, that can be great, but also look at your profitability by client, right? Especially the big material ones. Make sure that you're happy with where profitability is, and then maybe where you're missing the mark a little bit on some of those engagements, and highlighting those and looking at ways that how can we make that profitable if possible, right? Excuse me. How can we make those specific clients profitable if possible? And whether we need to uh, make a new offer, or do a price increase, or decide that they're not no longer a good fit, right? Those are conversations that we have a lot with our clients. So okay. With our clients, in terms of how to have those conversations and how to make those decisions and things like that, right? Audit. I think this kind of goes hand in hand, but audit. Take a second to audit your pricing, right? Audit where your rates are. Maybe look at where you shape up and match up to other firms. I think in this environment, I do want to clarify. I don't think we want to compete on price in the environment that we're in now in this industry when it comes to tax prep and when it comes to accounting, because if people want cheaper, uh, there's a lot of opportunity to find cheap service providers out there, right? And it's going to be very difficult to be the value provider, I think, in 2024 and going into 2025, right? Okay. Also, a really good chance to audit your team, right? Audit what went well for your team and how your team's structured, and also assess maybe where there's opportunities for new team members, or where we can streamline. Okay. Um, so I'm just going to talk about a couple more of these. But again, if you want the full-fledged training on the points and everything, and just holistically knowing, well, here are some really good ideas to think about for December, just comment #checklist, okay? And I'll get this over to you. So let's see. Targets. So having some targets in mind for what you want to hit in 2025, right? So from a revenue standpoint, maybe from a profitability standpoint or profit margin standpoint, maybe from a how many hours you want to work daily or during busy season, right? So we want to look at not just maybe financial targets, but also some freedom targets, if that's important to you, right? If you're feeling like you're working too many hours, or if you know you're working too many hours, maybe setting a goal or a target towards getting that down. And then once we have those targets, um, we can start to think what we need to prioritize to get there. So, and I even think before you actually put tangible um, targets towards number of hours and revenue and things like that, a good place to start could be just journaling. And again, similar to the reflection, doing bullet points on um, what your vision is for this business, right? Through the end of 2025, maybe even longer term, writing what is it that you're trying to build, uh, from a financial standpoint, from a freedom standpoint, from an impact of your client standpoint, an impact that you have on your team standpoint. Uh, journal on that or bullet point on that. I think this can be a good time to give yourself a little nudge and a reminder, for motivation or whatever. If you're between those CPE sessions, I think some of you guys are probably rocking out some CPE right now too, right? But I think that's a good place to start, is to revisit your vision, and then from there reverse engineer into targets and goals. And to go even further than that, we can then get into maybe some basic KPIs, right? Key performance indicators, and we don't need 50 KPIs, but maybe having a basic set of 5 to 10 KPIs through your business that you can start to periodically keep tabs on and review and prioritize towards hitting those metrics, so that you're consistently moving towards that vision that you have, right, that we've visited. Okay. um a really good chance to revisit your offers. One of the big things we do here is we're helping accountants to package up more premium service offerings. And I think for a lot of accountants that we talk to, that are really 80% of the work is the compliance, the business tax, and the accounting, the monthly accounting. There can be, especially if you have a lot of these guys, there can definitely be some opportunity to provide more value and to have those higher value added services and premium services. And that can help to build your monthly recurring revenue and hit your revenue targets. So now is a really good time to look at your service offerings and say, what would be really helpful, looking at what our clients' goals and needs and challenges are, and things like that, right? And we have other trainings in here that talk about crafting those type of offers, and how to think about that, right? Okay. And also a really good time to kind of piggyback off of that, to identify upgrade candidates and to have those conversations with clients. So, yeah, I have a bunch of points here, but I would say, make sure that you are, planning out your year from when you want to take vacation. If you have time that you want to take off, or know that you're going to be taking off, set that aside, block that off. And so there's a lot of things that we can do this time of year, right? And I know, I think a lot of people are kind of more resting, and I think there's some people that are resting right now, but it is a really golden opportunity to really set yourself up for success for next year. So hopefully this was helpful. Take some time to get out, reflect on those wins, audit your service lines, audit your clients, and the profitability by service, profitability by client. Look at your pricing, look at your services, look at your team, look at your softwares, look at your recurring expenses, right? That's another good time to look at that, right? So a lot of stuff here, but yeah, I hope this was helpful for you. For you guys that want this, I will get this over to you, the checklist and the training that comes along with that. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend there. Go do something fun. Okay. And yeah, I will see you guys soon. I'm gonna hop on here and have a call with a client. So I will catch up with you guys next time. Bye.